The most haunting castles of East Coast in Chicago hides its nightmares behind stone walls and ivy-covered towers. Not all castles are in Europe, and some of the darkest are hiding in plain sight right here in Chicago. These aren't the castles of fairy tales, these are the kind that keep their ghosts locked inside. Gargoyles stare down empty streets as if remembering who disappeared beneath them. The wind carries more than a chill here. It whispers names only the dead remember. You'll see torches flicker in towers, but no one lights them. A door creaks open by itself, and no matter how many times it's closed, it never stays shut. Shadows move across stained glass windows even when no one's inside. Visitors go missing. Some returns changed. Others? Never at all. Phantom footsteps echo through the halls, always just behind you. One turret is always cold, no matter the season, and no one dares sleep there. Locals swear they've seen figures on balconies centuries too old to be real. There are rooms even historians refuse to enter. Stick with me and I'll take you into places even daylight avoids. By the end of this video, you might start to wonder what's really watching from those castle windows. They say the lights flicker even when the power's out, especially in the tower. Visitors report hearing footsteps above them in rooms that are completely empty. Doors slam shut behind people as if the castle decides when you leave. Late at night, neighbors say they hear faint ballroom music echoing through the stone like a party still going on without guests. One resident claimed the chandeliers swung violently, but not a single window was open. The air turns icy cold at the base of the spiral staircase no matter the season. More than one guest has felt a hand on their shoulder only to turn and find no one there. Some say the woman in the Victorian dress isn't just watching, she's waiting. The top window? Locals avoid even looking up at it. They say she stares back. A caretaker once left in the middle of the night, refusing to ever speak about why. Ghost hunters report unusually high EMF readings in the ballroom and whispering caught on tape. Givens may be the only real castle in Chicago, but it's far from empty. Thornton Mansion was torn down, but the stories buried below it still echo loud. Locals say you can still hear a boy's voice calling for help near the old foundation. Teenagers dare each other to explore the underground tunnels. Some come back shaken, some don't talk at all. The mansion may be rubble now, but shadow figures still roam the grounds. At night, people report hearing chains dragging across concrete, though there's nothing there. One psychic described the basement as a spiritual trapdoor, a place where the dead don't know they've died. Some say you can see a flicker of candlelight moving beneath the earth as if someone is still walking the tunnels. Paranormal investigators caught spirit box responses whispering, "buried," "beneath," and chillingly "still here." There's a cold patch near where the front door once stood, even in the middle of summer. A neighbor swears he saw a child's handprint on his fogged-up car window at midnight. Skeptics say it's just urban legend, but no one dares to build on the site. They destroyed the mansion, but not what was under it. This wasn't a royal castle, it was a prison for the forgotten, dressed in stone and shadow. Built with Gothic turrets and medieval stonework, it looked majestic until you stepped inside. Patients were allegedly chained to the walls in damp, dungeon-like rooms treated more like monsters than people. Locals claim the building screams after midnight echoes of those never truly freed. Visitors have seen shadow figures watching them from shattered windows in parts of the building that no longer have floors. One urban explorer found claw marks on a rusted bed frame and fled before he found out who made them. It said the stone walls absorbed the fear and now breathed it back after dark. A night guard once reported hearing laughter from the basement, but there was no basement access. Psychics describe the energy here as desperation looped on repeat, like the building remembers their suffering. Ghost hunters captured EVP of someone whispering, "it hurts," repeated 3 times before going silent. No birds nest in the upper towers. No animals go near the foundation. Even nature avoids what's left. One window still glows faintly blue on stormy nights, though there's no electricity and hasn't been for decades. Here's a more expanded and atmospheric set of eerie one-liners for: it was meant to be a gate of grandeur, but time turned it into a gateway for whispers. Locals call it The Watcher's Post, because someone or something still seems to be watching. On quiet nights, footsteps echo beneath the stone, too slow for animals, too steady for wind. A lantern's glow sometimes appears in the fog, always swaying, never moving forward. They say a fairground guard disappeared without a sound, yet his keys still jingle in the dark. No one knows where the underground tunnels truly end or how deep they run beneath the city. Some believe the gatehouse was built over an older site, one never marked on the maps. Visitors report a low, raspy voice calling them by name from inside the locked structure. Paranormal groups caught voices on recorders whispering just one word: stay. Even during the day, the stone seems cold to the touch, as if it remembers something chilling. Here's a fully expanded set of eerie, atmospheric one-liners for An Elegant Academy with gothic charm and whispers that never left the halls. Built in the 1800s, it looked like a place of learning, but it quickly gained a darker reputation. Beneath the ivy-covered stone lies a sealed underground room. No one knows what's inside. Students used to say the walls talk at night. Some even claimed the bricks breathed. One girl swore the fireplace whispered her name and it was sealed the next day. At least 3 suicides were quietly buried in the school's history. Some say the victims were claimed by the room below. Teachers spoke of sudden mood changes, cold zones, and chalkboards writing on their own. A janitor once refused to clean the basement and said he heard children crying down there when the school was empty. There's a mirror in one hallway that's always fogged, no matter the weather, no matter the cleaning. People who visit today often report a headache that starts at the front door and vanishes the moment they leave. Some think the underground room was part of a ritual. Others believe it's a sealed-off chamber for the disturbed. Absolutely. Here's a set of expanded, eerie, and engaging one-liners for Tucked behind iron gates on Chicago's North Shore is a mansion locals call the Vampire Castle, and not just because of how it looks. Its spires are straight out of a horror novel, but it's the strange animal carcasses found on the lawn that raise real questions. Pentagrams and cryptic runes have been found etched into the stone near the foundation, fresh, not weathered. Neighbors claim they've seen hooded figures walking the grounds at midnight, disappearing when approached. A drone caught footage of a shadow moving against the light like it wasn't cast, but alive. Visitors report feelings of being drained of headaches, fatigue, even nosebleeds after spending just minutes near the gates. One local said their dog wouldn't stop barking at the tower, then whimpered and refused to return. A photographer exploring the grounds at dusk claimed to have seen 2 glowing red eyes in the upper window. He never came home. There's a legend that the house was built on top of an abandoned well, a mouth that never closed. Some believe it's not a vampire that lives there, but something older, that simply wears human skin when it must. Built in 1916, the Castle Theater earned its name for its Gothic revival style and its chilling reputation. Actors backstage have reported a tall man in a 1920s costume silently watching rehearsals until he vanishes into the wall. The curtain sometimes pulls open on its own at exactly 11:57 p.m., a time no one dares to schedule shows anymore. Stage lights flicker in perfect rhythm even when the control board is off. A makeup artist quit after she saw someone in her mirror standing behind her, but she was alone. EVP recordings captured during sound checks include whispers saying, "Places everyone," when no one's speaking. There are claims of an old pianist heard playing from the orchestra pit, though it's been empty for years. One janitor said he swept the aisles and turned around to find wet boot prints appearing behind him. Legend has it a vaudeville actor dropped dead mid-performance and still takes his final bow when the house is dark. Visitors report chills, stage fright, and the overwhelming sense that someone is always watching from the wings. Slow pan of Given's Castle under a thunderstorm. Abandoned gatehouse melting into morning fog. A window flickering with movement at the castle school. Castle theater curtains swaying gently with no one on stage. A final wide shot of a turret fading into pitch black silence. Not all castles wear crowns. Some wear shadows, secrets, and the silence of things that never left. Drop your comments and subscribe. Trapped spirits, forgotten rituals, or something older hiding beneath the stone? And if you've ever walked past one of these castles,